Beasley Show. My guest this week, as we're hanging out behind the bar, I don't know anything about drinking, so maybe he can help teach me some things. I don't know. Matt Cross, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man.
Yeah, we're hanging out here at the Fest Wrestling here in Gainesville at 8 Seconds. And yeah, we're just hanging out pre-show. Everyone's filtering in and stuff like that. So, how are you doing, man?
Good. I've been straight edge for I think 16 years, so I can't help you with anything behind the bar.
Fantastic. So, two straight edge guys doing an interview behind a bar. So, I do know that this is ice.
Yeah.
That's pretty much about it.
Sugar-free Red Bull.
So, it is now 2017. I think my first interaction with you was back in 2007 when I put on the Jeff Peterson Cup. For the first time by myself, which was the scariest thing I've ever done, is to put on a big show like that. Yeah. So, do you remember anything about that weekend, about those shows?
My strongest memory, I remember wrestling Chris Hero.
Hell of a finals, man. That was insane.
And a decade ago, right?
Yeah, a decade ago.
I remember him headbutting me. And I remember it sucking so bad. And I was like, oh man, that really, really hurts. And like to the point where it sort of angered me. And I was like, this isn't okay. I'm going to retaliate. That's
the usual thing.
So he's throwing a headbutt. I'm going to retaliate with a headbutt. I don't throw headbutts. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not an MMA guy, nor am I tough. I come back with this crazy, or what I thought was crazy. I don't know. I'm like, I'm going to kill this dude. I legit headbutt him so hard, but it hurt me so bad. I remember being like, I'm dead. Like, I'm literally, like, out-of-body experience. Like, I'm floating away. There's me and Chris Hero in a ring somewhere because, like, I thought I died. Like,
little known fact, Chris Hero is actually Samoan.
Yeah, apparently. That was, like, the first and last headbutt I think I ever threw in my life. And I threw it. I don't know how. He's invincible because, like, I can't imagine how it felt. It killed me. So that's, like... It's remarkable that I remember it.
That you even remember
I like knock myself out, but that's my strongest memory. And then just being excited in general. I think maybe it was my first time in Florida wrestling.
Oh, awesome!
It might not be true, but even if it wasn't, it was like one of only
one of the earliest times.
So I was just really Florida to this day has like the Disneyland, like you're a little kid vibe. Still, even coming here today, I was like, oh, I'm a little kid. So I always something about palm trees. I mean, I live in Cleveland; it's cold. So
right.
Palm trees in Florida will always have this like kind of mythical vibe to it.
Yeah, I mean, I've lived in Florida my entire life.
Jealous.
Yeah, so I guess to me it's just like, oh, hey, we're here. But now you're coming down almost every month, every 2 months now with Fest Wrestling. They're treating you well.
Yeah, I love it.
Man, what a cool little concept that this company is. How did you get involved with it in the first place?
I mean, I've had friends like driving from Cleveland to Fest for the actual music fest every single year for forever. And like everyone that I'm involved in, like this is my world. I mean, I've been a punk since 95. I heard like Face to Face, and I haven't looked back since. I saw the Sex Pistols and the Ramones in 96, and that's all I care about. Every other form of music died. I know it sounds like exaggeration, but it's 100% true for me. So what Fest represents and everything was so perfect to me. Unbeknownst to me, Tony likes wrestling.
Yes.
So when he started Fest Wrestling, I was like, wait, there's no possible way. This is so good. So here I am in conjunction with the Fest at Fest Wrestling. So like, I'm in a kid in a candy shop. I mean, Against Me changed my life again in 2001. So just Gainesville, Florida took on this mythical proportions. I mean, I've already talked about the mythical proportions of just Florida and then Gainesville and where all these bands, Less Than Jake and everybody that came out of, and it's just like, I read about this thing just in zines and Maximum Rock and Roll and stuff. It's just a punk kid in Cleveland, and it was Gainesville. So I will say Gainesville is very nice. I pictured it as like just this dingy, crappy.
It's like it's
very quaint,
it's a university. It's a college town. It's like Gainesville is like a college town. That's all that there is to it. Yeah. So you have this atmosphere, and of course, along with college towns, you have angst. A lot of angst.
Yeah, so, I suppose, yeah. So
and it's really hot in Florida. So we get really pissed off very quickly. That's why there's so much road rage in Florida, because like you're just hot. Like people's ACs break, and then you're just stuck in traffic, and then somebody cuts you off, and you...
Makes sense.
Yeah, so...
it's nice for me to come down here because I mean, like I said, just experience Gainesville and go to the record shops, and Tony takes me around, and I'll be staying here till Wednesday to kind of.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I'm an explorer. I'm a pirate. I'm a traveler. So wrestling enables me to do all that kind of stuff, so I can kind of get more of a sense of the place, and it's really great for me. And then I can't wait to be back this year for the actual fest as well.
Do you fanboy out for some of your favorite bands?
Well, I mean, Against Me is doing Reinventing Axl Rose in its entirety, which if you haven't heard it somehow, it's one of the greatest albums of all time in human recorded history. So for me, it was absolutely no word of a lie, life-changing, and I wouldn't be standing here, for better or for worse, I wouldn't be standing here right now if it wasn't for that specific album. So for them to do it in their entirety, and I first saw them in 2001 and became friends with those guys, so that's going to be great. I mean, Nothington is playing this year. I mean, the whole lineup is amazing. So I have buddies, of course, flying in from San Francisco and all over, and they're like, oh, do we need to buy your ticket too? And I just feel like such a dick, because I'm like,
well, actually,
I'm good. And I'm like, my life, yeah. But I mean, it's been 16 years of hard work to get to this point where I can enjoy every weekend now, and a lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes, but I've carved out a little niche for myself and enjoying it, and I don't take anything for granted, and every day I'm grateful.
You're busy doing Lucha Underground,
sure.
Where you're a biker.
I am.
Do you know anything? I mean, I hate to ruin the internet, but do you know anything about being a biker?
Brother, look at me. I was on a road trip with Gregory Iron, and he got a flat tire, and then he has cerebral palsy, so he has limited use of his right hand. So of course he's the one changing the tire, not all of us able-bodied people. So this police man pulls over to help us, and I'm like, oh good, maybe this guy can actually help us, because we just look like adults. We're not actually adults. Because we're all idiots fumbling through this thing, and I'm like, maybe this cop can actually help us for once, because, police. Of course he doesn't help, he just kind of watches us for a little bit. And then I'm standing there wearing this, sweet dude, biker dude vest and my sweet looking beard, and he's like, you ride? I was just like, I'm not your friend, man. It was just the most funny thing. But my mom had her midlife crisis years ago and bought a little bike and taught me how to ride.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So So I did my little entrance the other year with Masquerade Sagrada in this. I'd never driven with a sidecar. So that was a bit challenging, and it is different because it's not powered, so it pulls differently and it brakes differently, and it's as wide as a car, so all of a sudden the dynamic of what you think is a skinny motorcycle are off. So I will share with you that the first time I practiced the entrance, I hit the actual entranceway because I had maybe an inch of clearance on each side, and I'm like, oh, I'm sweet, I'm the man. I got poof, and I ran this dude's like and he was from the SoCal.
So a straight up biker, you put a dent on his deal and.
Yeah. It was tense. I finished Lucha Underground, so I was like, oh, if he gets pissed, maybe they have money. I don't know. Hopefully I'm not in trouble. But yeah. So I'd like to do more of that specifically for Lucha. It'd be cool to explore the character more and his biker roots, and especially because everything they film looks so cool. So I watched shots of me
and with the storytelling that Lucha Underground does, man, there's a backstory. Everyone always wants to know an origin story. So perfect. Of course. Everyone loves the origin, especially with all the comic books and stuff like that, that now origin stories are where it's at, so we need a Son of Havoc origin story.
I've pitched a couple, so we'll see what comes of it, and hopefully there's some sweet footage of me riding my dude cycle around.
Speaking of comic books, you a big fan of the comic books and the comic book movies?
Well, I was gonna lie, but 100% no.
No?
I know, I realize I'm in the minority in the wrestling world, it's a very big thing.
I think it's this again, storytelling, so I think it has,
I see the parallels, but to me, and this hopefully is not too controversial, but I'm a diehard punk. So to me, these punk rock bands represent what comic books represent to other people, if that makes any sense, except they're real. So it's harder for me to, people are like, oh, I don't know, Batman's cool. I don't know, Batman's not real. Earth Crisis, to throw out an example, is a real band that really believes in animal liberation, believes in veganism to a militant degree. So it's that's their superpower to me, and they live and eat and breathe and sleep it and make music and tour and spread that word. And so all these bands that stand for something, whether I agree with it or not, but to this crazy degree that a superhero would agree and fight for something, I feel there are real life examples of it. So it seems silly to me personally to be oh, Superman's so cool, when there are real life Supermen, I think, who are dressing just as silly and just as unique and just as imitatable, but they're real. So I'd rather spend my time and energy on that. So yeah, and the comic books never really. I go watch the movies.
Right.
The Avengers was filmed in Cleveland, so I'm actually was an extra in it. Beardless, but if you watch the scene where Loki kills someone in the theater and everyone runs out, and then he subjugates his people, I'm one of them, and like to the point where it's kind of funny. If you know where to look, it's like I'm like dead center. Again,
Luke Hawk, this man is coming for all your roles.
Yeah.
So, talk about a guy who's been fantastic in some roles he got, and I don't want to say lucky, but has worked very hard, and now breaking into the movie business, man. Very cool for him. Anything before we wrap up? Where can folks find you on the social medias if they want to follow you?
Well, my new thing I just launched is Wrestling is Forever. So please check out Wrestling is Forever if you haven't already. It's 3 words. We already all know what it means. My buddy Josh Prohibition, that I started backyard wrestling with, he has a wife, an awesome job, an awesome house, 2 beautiful daughters, and he still wrestles. That's crazy. It's not unbelievable, but it's crazy, and I think you only find that kind of thing in pro wrestling. It's such a unique art form. It's such a unique, the passion that I've seen from so many guys over all these years and sleeping on airport floors, and we all know it, we all feel it.
All been there.
Wrestling is forever. I wanted something that was a tangible representation of that, so I started that. So again, wrestlingisforever.com. My personal sites are twitter.com/M-Dogg Matt Cross. Facebook, same thing, /M-Dogg Matt Cross, and Instagram, same thing, M-Dogg Matt Cross, 2 G's, 2 T's, 2 S's. I try to get back with everybody and really interact. I just got back from 33 days, 7-country tour of Europe, so I posted some good content over there of climbing different things and doing handstands in inadvisable places. I was in Switzerland, and on a 4,334-foot outcropping, I did like kind of this handstand type maneuver. It's called a planche. And when I saw the picture after the fact, even I was like, that was a terrible idea. It looks like an optical illusion. Like, it's really trippy, and I just got caught up in the moment, and I love life, and I just was like, yeah, let's do it, and whatever. So I try to keep it interesting, and yeah, so check me out, guys.
Awesome. And of course, you can find me on all the socials at The Wrestling Bum, and of course, TheMiloBeasleyShow.com, Facebook.com/The Milo Beasley Show. Give us the thumbs up, give us the like. Anything else before we wrap up and head out to some Fest Wrestling here?
No, just looking forward to today, and follow our journey and check out Fest Wrestling, guys. It's an awesome thing going on in Gainesville.
All right, thank you very much, Matt, for hanging out and chatting, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you in hell.